Let's test the mic, see if the mic is working. Um, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm very cold. I'm super cold. I enjoyed the live stream last night. Um, I appreciate all the people that showed up. The members, the moderators, the uh, sorry, members, moderators, subscribers. It's been a rough crypto market. It has been. It's been super rough. It's been rough on both sides, right? The crypto market and the stock market, right? I think it's been extremely rough. I have 100 million. I think that's that's good enough to see some success within Shiba Inu. Obviously, when we look at Shiba Inu, it's like we had a certain mindset where we think that this is going to go to $1 to $10 or whatever, right? Um, but obviously that comes with different things that need to happen. And I've mentioned this to plenty of people as well as subscribers that so many things need to happen in order for us to see Shiba Inu to a penny, let alone $1. Um, and one of those big things would be burns. We need to see an established, burn method that can burn off hopefully trillions of coins per year. Um, we want to see. Likely, we would like to see, tens of trillions, maybe somewhere around 30 trillion, 40 trillion per year, compared to other ones that are out there that we need to burn off as well. But we're looking at this as the original one that we've been focused on for burns, and we need to see these things happen in order for um, some of these levels that we want to see take place. And Shibarium is supposed to give us some form of that, right? Regular burns. Granted, we have seen the things that the ecosystem devs have created in the past, and they haven't really lived up to their word. They haven't really lived up to what they said it was going to do for Shiba Inu. Um, but we're hopeful, as some people would call it. We have kind of hopium, right? Hoping that Shiba Inu will surpass those levels and see a decrease in that overall supply. So yeah, it's definitely been rough. 100,000 is not bad at all. Let me go to subscribers only. If you guys want to comment, please hit that subscribe button. I want to grow to 200,000 subscribers, and it's kind of like very difficult to do that or to get that last chunk, that last 1,000 to get me there. Good morning, Matt. Fans from the Netherlands. Well, thank you again for watching. I appreciate it, and being a member as well. It means a lot to me. Yes, indeed. I'm hoping for 1 cent. Um, is the realistic price 10% of a penny? Well, 10% of a penny um, would be, as we look at Shiba Inu, let's actually go to Shiba Inu and just look at it. For some reason, my quick math isn't really working. But 1 penny, or sorry, yeah, 1 penny would be 500, or sorry, 58, no, 5.8, 5.9 trillion. So then we would be looking at 589 billion at that level. So it's more realistic than a penny, but I would probably say one step
Michael
behind that.
Pavlik donated $4.99 through Super Chat.
Thank you, Michael, for the $4 or the $5 super chat. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. Um, yeah, I wish you would have said something because it does text to speech, which is awesome. I love it. But thank you, Michael, again. Um, so yeah, I would definitely say as we're looking at Shiba Inu, here, um, I would say as we're seeing a 1 penny level again of 5.9 trillion, then we see a 589 trillion. I would probably say this level of a 59 billion. Um, so that dropping 2 zeros at the moment would be more of a realistic level. 59 billion. I would love to see it skyrocket past that to get over that hump of where it has been before and where it resisted from, which would be very close to that drop zero that I'm talking about. Right, you're dropping this zero, you're dropping this zero, so mainly it'll look like a 10x return as of right now. So um, that's something that still gives me hope still gives me excitement. I know it's tough to not see it to a level of a penny and not have that conversation there, but we want to be as realistic as possible. And if we can find a method to where we are burning down enough of the supply, then that starts to double, right? It starts to
Jesse
increase.
Miller donated $20 through Super Chat.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that a lot. You are amazing. No, you are amazing. Everybody that's here, you guys are amazing. Thank you for joining me on the live stream, for being a member, for the super chats, for being a subscriber. It means a lot. Good morning to you as well, by the way. Um, but yeah, I would say let's start to focus in on two of these zeros burning, and then as we see supply dropping, then we could start focusing on a double in that price, or a double in that price, or another zero that's burning. So take it one step at a time. Everybody press the like button. Yes, definitely hit that like button. It does help out with growth. Good morning, Matt, and everybody. Good morning, Zahir. Thank you for being here as well. Good morning, YRMA. Yurma? Am I saying your name right? Just trying to. I'm horrible with pronouncing names. What are you most excited about in the next bull run? I'm actually most excited about, my favorite position is CRO. So I'm most excited about that position because I feel like it has so much potential, so much room for growth that, yeah, I'm very, very excited about that position, as well as seeing, Jasmine hit a certain level.
Michael Pavlik donated $19.99 through Super Chat.
Michael, thank you for the $20 super chat. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. I gotta, I think I can like it. Yeah, I can heart it. Thank you for the $20 super chat, or 25 total dollars for a super chat. I appreciate that a lot. You don't understand how far that goes, and yeah, I really appreciate it. Would it be possible to hit 1 cent? That looks like it says 10 cents. So 10 cents during 10 cents to a dollar after 2 to 3 years. It depends, right? So for Shiba Inu, it really depends on this supply right here. Uh we need to see that supply decrease down. So if we can see Shibarium burn quite a bit, or see a business that's created, or things that are created on Shibarium that's burning a hell of a lot outside of just the burns that they're doing through transactions, I I would love that, and so many other people would love that, and that's where we can start to see that elevate. So yes, it's possible that we can see those levels. It's just right now we're not set up for that. Bull market will create hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars that are going through Shiba Inu. We'll see the price of it rise quite a bit, but can we get to that next level? That's really the question, and I don't know if we all have that answer. You know. Morning, Matt. How you been, sir? I've been pretty good. I can't complain. Um, do you have a lot of CRO? I have about 85,000 CRO. 20,000 of it which isn't staked. But about 60,000 of it that's staked. So I'm gaining about 6,000 coins per year. So as I see CRO hit these prices of $1, $4, $1 to $4 in the short term, seeing it at a close to $100 billion market cap at that $4 level, um, that gives me so much room to grow. I'm basically getting the $6,000 and times four, so I'm getting $24,000 every year from holding CRO. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of it, and I have a lot of it. I know people that have way more than I do, but I have an average of like 12 cents, so I'm down half my position right now, and I would love to see this skyrocket. Wouldn't everybody, right? I totally agree. Kronos is the one. I'm right there. Yeah, we're right there on the same page. Um, I like the new setup, Matt. Thank you, Mr. P, for saying that. I just put that together this morning. I felt like we needed something, maybe a little bit different. Um, but I do appreciate you guys, everybody being here, and I appreciate the comment. You know, you see the thumbnails like these that SHIB to $1 is what makes me unsubscribe to channels. So I thumbnails like these. So talking about after Shibarium, my thumbnail doesn't even have $1 in it. So I mean, it's cool. But that's where the title, yes, says what will happen to SHIB after Shibarium. The questions that I'm getting, will SHIB hit $1 after Shibarium? And that's been the main question. It's not about saying that it will get to $1. It's asking if it will. Question marks are different than exclamation points. So that's all I'll say there. Also worth investing in ETH. I agree that it's also worth investing in ETH. I mean, I had ETH. I don't have ETH anymore, just because I've been pulling from my short-term investments. But um, yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea to invest in ETH. That's more of a consistent gainer. Would 4,700 CRO amount to add a penny? What would 4,700 CRO amount to at a penny? Sorry, I'm losing what you're saying there. Are you saying would CRO 4,700 CRO be enough for something? I'm not understanding. Do you think Elmo is at a good price to buy right now? I haven't actually checked Elmo. Let's look at it. So currently Elmo is up from where it was. I mean, yesterday it was at a way better price to purchase. And right now we're seeing it at about a $2 million market cap, with about 1 million in supply, or sorry, 1 million in volume. We're seeing a 45% market cap, or sorry, volume to market cap ratio. So yeah, I think Elmo is at a decent price to buy. Is it at the lowest price possible? No, the lowest price that we saw was yesterday, or the day before that, seeing it at 56% of a penny versus where it is now at 63% of a penny. So overall, in the last 7 days, it's down about 18%. But today alone, it's up 8%, and we're seeing that have some positive flows into it. So yeah, I think it's a decent time to buy. But again, I don't think it's the lowest price to buy. So if you do see a pullback, it's because you're not absolutely at the lowest price. But if you're playing for more of a long-term, goal, and have a long-term mindset, this could pan out well for you. Elmo is on L Bank at 57 cents. So then that's an even better price, or 57% of a penny. Sorry. Are you still accumulating CRO? Yeah, I'm still getting CRO from the DeFi wallet. So I'm not actually like buying more CRO, but I'm accumulating more CRO every day of every week, of every month, of every year. So I'm gaining whenever they decide to take off the APY from the DeFi wallet, which I would assume that they're not going to. Maybe they'll lower the overall APY, but I don't believe they'll take it off altogether. So I'm going to be gaining CRO as I have that amount staked. Now, what I have unstaked, I believe that it should be free right now. I believe it's not 100% certain, but I believe that some should be unstaked, which is, or no, it's not. It's still within a undelegation period right now. But I'm planning on unstaking, or I'm in the process of unstaking 20,000 CRO and keeping 60,000 CRO that's in there, just to be able to gain 6,000 CRO, somewhat, right, close to it, 6,000 CRO per year. So good morning. On Lunatic's website, I'm not sure if you know, but you're still up there as an ambassador. I know you asked them to take it off. I know I asked them multiple times to do that. I'm not hiding that, I was a part of, Lunatic's token, and I'm not gonna sit here and hide and say, oh well, I didn't make a mistake in investing in that play. I feel like they had everything going for them in the right direction, but when bear markets are strong, um, it's very tough to get through, those situations, right? Because you have so many minds that are probably like, well, it keeps dropping down, and then maybe you have that one mind that's like, I just want to take everything I own and want to, be happy with this. And that's not good for the rest of the investors that are a part of it. Or they say, I don't want to um I don't want to see us focus on this. I want to focus on this so that we can see more cash that flows into the project, or into my pocket, something like that. So it's I love the transparency in the beginning, but it's crazy how people can change. It's just like having a best friend that was your best friend throughout childhood, throughout high school, college, all of that, and then you get to, and being an adult, and they're, for lack of a better term, just a horrible person. Let's not curse. A horrible person, and you realize that later in life, and it feels like you wasted all of your years, being friends with that person. And that's the same thing that you see here, right? You see the transparency, you see the clarity, and then all of a sudden that goes away. It's like, who are you, you know type of thing. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please hit that like button. We got 53 likes, 126 people that are here. I appreciate you guys for being here. I can't wait until the crypto market starts to thrive again. The stock market starts to thrive again. I can't wait for it because once we see these markets really start to thrive, I'm going to be all for it. And I'm sure you guys will be as well. Where's Richie's plane talk? I don't know. He's probably working. Doesn't he have multiple businesses? So yeah, he's got a busy schedule. SHIB is predicted to be at 7 cents in 2030 if burns are high enough. Just saying. Yeah, and that's the if, right? The key word is if burns are high enough, or keywords. If burns are high enough. It really all depends on what they're going to do for Shiba Inu to implement these burns and see this 589 trillion supply burn down to a way lower level. It can happen. It's going to take a while. At a dollar, you get $4,700. Oh, if you had 4,700 CRO. SHIB is not a meme anymore. If you think so, you'll be proved wrong. So I don't know. I struggle with that. Because I that's a very specific example. I struggle with saying that Shiba Inu is not a meme, because I feel like it is still a meme and still has that popularity of being a meme coin. But when we talk about the Shiba Inu brand, or just what it, I guess, stands for, it's not necessarily a meme, right? We look at the top meme coins as Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, and maybe throwing Pepe in there, right? As of late. Um, but when you look at Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, especially Dogecoin, and how much, that's talked about as creating use for it, Shiba Inu, we haven't really had much talk about creating use. We've had talk about building use for other cryptocurrencies within that ecosystem. We haven't really had talks about making Shiba Inu as a massive form of payment, or any reason to do so. So I wouldn't say that it's not a meme. I would definitely say that it still has that meme like quality to it that creates a ton of hype and a lot of holders within it. Um, but to say that it doesn't have any value at this moment is a little bit ridiculous to kind of add to your point a little bit. It's more than just a meme. Even though it still has that meme quality, it's more than just a meme. It's an entire community that believes in this project, and what we could possibly do with it. But right now, there's no form of utility even in sight, honestly. What's up with XRP? What's going on with XRP? Let's see what's happening here. Let me go over here and find XRP. So currently it's down to 66 cents. It's down about 4.5%. We can check to see if there's any brand new news on XRP. But again, we did see that larger increase up to about 90 cents or so. It went to 80 cents and then it went to 90 cents. Don't mind this. It went higher than this. 94 cents and then drop down. And we're seeing it, it decreased down to about 60, I believe it was 64 actually. So it still hasn't hit like the lowest point. Right now it's at 67. Let me go ahead and go into Trading View. Trading View gives you a little bit of a better picture of where things have gotten to. But yeah, here we got into, I guess it has dropped lower than that. Let me see. That's day by day. I want to go hour by hour. This hour by hour shows that it gotten down to, yeah, 66 is what it said. I thought it was 64 that it got to. So right now it's currently lower than the lowest point. We see that triple touch point here, and it breaks through that lowest point. That's not the best sign in the world. Even though we still have that hype that's behind it and the people that wanted to get into it as of here when we had that announcement, hey, it's not a security, boom, things skyrocket. And now we kind of need to fill these gaps here, which eventually, or actually in the past, we have filled those gaps. But as of late, we kind of still need to, gap fill here. So it could be a situation where we see this pull back. I would not like to see it back to previous levels because it has added strength and added investors into it. But honestly, anything could happen in these bear markets that we've been seeing. A $1.16 trillion market cap freaking sucks. We have 151 people here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Also, make sure you check out some of the links that we have in the description. Let's see if there's anybody on Twitch. What will be the government? What will the government do with BRICS currency becomes the world currency? If BRICS currency becomes the world currency, I don't know what BRICS is. Maybe we'll have to. Is this something that's brand new? No, April. The BRICS currency should shake up the dollar's dominance. Um, de-dollarization. Last month, a new. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Just trying to foreign governments wanting to liberate themselves and reliance on the U.S. dollar are anything but new. Um, yeah, but the talks have yet turned into the results. By one measure, the dollar is now used in 84%, 84.3% across border trade, comparing to just 4.5% for the Chinese yuan. And so I mean, that would obviously shake up the world. I feel like, yes, where we're standing with certain cryptocurrencies, that can also be the case as well. Now, I don't know what BRICS currency is. Is it a digital currency? Because it's not really explaining that. It's just going through like what the concept of um, compared to the U.S. dollar or the kind of collapse of the U.S. dollar. Um, it's going through that side of it rather than I'm just trying to go back and it's not letting me go back. New gold-backed currency. BRICS countries planning a new gold-backed currency. Interesting. Tensions with Russia, China escalate. So-called BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa are preparing to strike a blow against the U.S. dollar. BRICS countries are planning to introduce a trading currency which will be backed by gold. That's how the dollar used to be, right? And now that's not the case anymore. Although any claims of coming from Russia sources invite skepticism, independent analysts expect BRICS to continue to pursue de-dollarization and for gold to play a role in that process. I mean, that obviously wouldn't be the best situation to see that, but I believe it when I see it, you know, type of thing. Got a sad child upstairs. I don't know if you hear. You probably won't hear because I have a sound floor here. They added millions of XRP. That's what happened. Really? Let me see. I mean, they always add XRP. I mean, it's still sitting at 52 billion. I know that it is a little bit higher, but you're seeing 52.69 billion. So that's not something that will. I mean, dilution will affect a position. If it's dilution with also selling the position, that could be a problem. And we have seen that before, where you dilute and the place that owned it to begin with added it to circulation and then released it into the wild. And when they release it into the wild, they're technically selling it, you know, from what they're holding. So they're just trying to gain maybe some capital. Now, I don't know what XRP is doing with that and how much they have added into circulation, but we can go ahead and check. Do they have like a like some sort of counter and how much they added to circulation? um XRP's token price surges 96% after court rules. Okay, that was a while ago. XRP jumps past BNB, becomes the fourth largest cryptocurrency. Yeah, we know that. 1 billion XRP unlocked as Ripple. I read that a while ago. So I don't know how much they actually added. Maybe I can go back to one of my old XRP videos and see that there because I don't have a history of like the supply. I would love if CoinMarketCap, if you're listening, which you're probably not, add a history of circulating supply to see where the circulating supply was. I mean, you can always go back here. Wait, let me go to CoinMarketCap here, and I believe you can look at like a snapshot, historical snapshots. So we can look at, let's scroll all the way over here. 2020. We can look at July 30th and see what the snapshot was. XRP, since July 30th, it had the same supply as you see right here. Let's go to XRP. So it pretty much has the same supply. I mean, you may have added multiple millions there, right? Let's see. 693, and now you're looking at 693. So literally within days, we haven't really seen a change in the overall supply that's there. So historical snapshot from July 30th has shown that we have, you know, 52 billion 693 million, and that's what we have here. So that hasn't happened in the last couple of days, adding millions of coins to the supply, but it could have been the case. Let's say we go back to the beginning of the month. Oh, let's add that, keep that snapshot. Let's say we go back to the beginning of the month and see XRP, and yes, that's millions of supply have been added through since the beginning of the month, hundreds of millions at that. Which is the case normally, right? Even if we go back further than that and go back to, say, May 7th, beginning of May, we're going to see that coins have been added there. We're currently looking at 51.8 billion since May of 2023. So things are being added consistently, and it's not something that's brand new to XRP. Matt, you have XRP? I do. I do have XRP. I have 1,787 XRP. I think that's what it is. 1,787 XRP. Yes. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go give this little lady a hug real quick. Daisy. My cat Daisy. My cat Daisy. Academic. Wait. Academic, what makes you something? I'm like way behind. What makes you think that? What? I think Elmo bottom price is around 0.0006. I think Elmo developers got got fund from the CEX tax more than the total market cap, around 1.5 million. So if they want, they can buy a total Elmo token. So you're saying that you think that the Elmo developers have more than the total amount, let's say where Elmo is, and what they would do is just buy up the Elmo token in one wallet, or you think they'll hold the value of it in order to control as much as they can, and when they end up controlling as much as they can, they'll sell that position and it'll decrease the price. I don't necessarily see that, right? I do believe that they have more money in from the CEXs that they are burning off in more of a scheduled fashion. But I would love to see how much they're collecting from the CEXs, which we have not seen. And maybe that's a conversation that we need to have, is just have a snapshot every day of how much you receive from CEXs. If you don't receive anything from it, and then you have $0 within that category. But to be able to see how much you're receiving from CEXs, what the sell numbers were, and then what the breakdown was, that would be amazing. The transparency would be clear as day, and Elmo would see all of the gains that we want to see, and they want to see as well. So we just need to have full transparency. Full transparency goes a long way. And I don't think it's like, I don't think they're doing this like on purpose to not show us, all the money that they're receiving from CEXs. I just think it's more of another task that needs to be done. Like, I know there's a lot of people that are on the internet here and don't show you their positions, and people love them, even though they may not have the transparency by showing them what they're investing into, if they're even invested in the projects that they're talking about. I always show the investments that I have. I tell you about how much I have. A lot of other people will not do that. And that's the difference maker between me and a lot of other people. I think we have yet to see the final retail shakeout. I mean, I hope we have already seen that, because I'm tired of the negativity. I mean, if things are crashing more, views on YouTube and everything are up, right? If if things are crashing less and we're just seeing it, consolidation, it's not something that we see a lot of hype behind the markets in. So I'm not saying that I want it to crash. I don't. I want it to skyrocket. But if it's going to do anything, do something aggressively one way. That's all we need. And instead of the consolidation, which I absolutely hate this period, especially when it lasts for a super long time. Because technically we've been between this 1 to 1.2 trillion dollar market cap for a long time, and we've been hovering in between there. We finally broke that level. We broke that level twice. Once just randomly, and another time with XRP and being not labeled as security. What is a reasonable market cap for Bone with the Shibarium launch? That's a good question, right? Because Bone is already sitting at a level of a $400 million market cap. If I was a betting man, which sometimes I am, I would definitely say that Bone to $1 billion is probably the level of resistance that you're going to see. Now, I'm not so sure that it's going to go past that level. I would love to see it go past the level, because people would make money. But I also don't want it to go past the level, because I don't want the ecosystem devs to have that much success there and then, capitalize on that success by selling the position from underneath you. And that's not something I want to see. I'm not saying that they're going to do that, but they seem to be people that really want to drive more money into the projects that they have built and turn people's heads from Shiba Inu to Bone. So I obviously don't want that, but I do want success for everybody invested into it. So I would say a significant point for Bone would be a $1 billion market cap to resist from. So as it gets close to that level, as you see it where it is right now, at a level to where it could, basically double in price, right? You see a $4 price point altogether, get it to close to $1 billion, and then probably see a little bit of a resistance. Now, if we see a major effect on Shiba Inu, and Shiba Inu also has, a time to where it does increase a bit, then Bone becomes more powerful. But if Shiba Inu is not being helped by this project being created, or this platform being created, Shibarium, and seeing Bone have an impact to Shiba Inu as well, then you're not going to see that the community that kind of flocks over to this Bone position, right? You may see 100,000 holders at that time, or maybe even more than that. But the issue lies is how important will Bone be, and also what will investors do as you see some of these prices, because some of them bought at like 99 cents. If you're buying at 99 cents, you're seeing a 3x return. I'm sure people are going to take that. So I would say my market cap is probably, pushing more towards the $1 billion market cap. As we see the bull run, it may be more of an effect, but Shibarium alone, I don't know if it necessarily has enough strength to push it up to 10 billion or 100 or 20 billion, like people say. I'm saying that a $1 billion market cap, almost over double where it is right now, will probably be the level that we're focusing on as a resistance point, or where it's going to retrace from. Does that make sense? Depending on the success of Shibarium. Come on, guys. SHIB will never hit $1. Let's be honest. So I can't say SHIB will never hit $1, but it's definitely something that you look at and go, all right, well, maybe with how the burns have gone, things are not looking clear to get to there, right? The path is not looking as clear. Maybe it doesn't look clear at all. There's a big like roadblock ahead. And then we also have forks with more roadblocks ahead, and we don't know what those roads lead to. So like that's where we're kind of headed. And I would love to see more burns that could happen, but only time will tell, right? Wells Fargo says 100 to 500 for what? Do you think a bad idea AI is a good investment? Do I think bad idea AI? It doesn't sound like a good investment. Bad idea AI doesn't sound the best investment. It sounds like it's something that's trying to be a meme coin, meme AI coin, which is interesting. A meme AI coin is something that I wouldn't say has not been done, but definitely not a lot of. Right now with meme coins and, just coins that are popular off of TV shows and stuff, that's where all the popularity is. But AI has a lot of popularity, so having a meme coin specific to AI is different. Now, I'm not sure that that is the case here. This could be very, very legit. I mean, you are seeing a few markets that's available on, but not anything crazy. We're seeing $1.8 million that's going through this, which is up 89%, meaning that the typical volume is not really that high, or yesterday's volume was very low. This has been around for a few months. I guess they created it more in the AI push, and I guess you saw it listed on some of these other places, and now you see it push up quite a bit. And overall, from that period in time, it's up about 700%, which is fantastic. And anybody that was able to gain something, I'm happy for you guys. But we're currently at a $19.9 million market cap, 1.8 million in supply, about 10% volume. So right now, overall, it looks like something that has increased quite a bit. And there's also a big form of, or not big form of dilution, but at least some dilution that's left. So, what I think it's a bad idea to invest in bad idea AI. I think as it's closer to more of this peak point that we saw on the fifth, I guess fifth to sixth, um, I would probably say that you need to see more of a retracement if you're looking for a good investment spot into it. Long term, it may play out for you depending on what this ends up being, and it may not hurt to throw something into it for the long term. But if you're looking for a short term gain within it, you might see a short term retracement more than a gain. Guys, we're almost at 100 likes. If you guys can hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. Send me a link for what? Give me a second. Whoops. Oh, come on. Now it says the live stream isn't available. Of course it says that. Of course. Go back. I know we're still live. It's just telling me that I'm not logged into the right account. So don't worry. It's not going to go away. I don't think the live is going to go away. Give me 1 second. All right. So yeah, get me to 100 likes. I would greatly appreciate that. Let me get back to what I was going into. For some reason, it didn't work. Um, How do I do this? Give me a second. Um, Give me 1 second. Let me go back here and uh, I'm trying to go through all of the different messages. We're almost at 100 likes. Master Elmo wants you to join the live to explain. Yeah, we're gonna figure that out. Hello.
Hey, how's it
Hi.
going?
It's going pretty good. Let me actually, I might need like headphones or something, or turn the
All
volume
right.
down because we're gonna hear like double audio here. But yeah, I don't know if you were listening or you got like a notification or something.
Yeah, I
Or
got bombed by
somebody
Treff
sent you a
like
message.
always.
Say that again.
I got bombed by Treff like always.
Well, he's listening, so
Yeah, he's always listening. I know. He said,
be careful what you say.
I
He's
have to
always
do
listening.
something. I have to be transparent about something. So I said, okay, let's do it.
All right.
No
Well,
worries.
I think that came from like somebody coming on here and saying that you had like a certain amount of money like out there ready to be spent that came from exchanges or something like that. And I wasn't sure as to if there was any clarity with how much money is coming from like each exchange or a breakdown or anything like that. And
Right.
is there something that's out there like that or?
I mean, only for Bitmart we get like a daily distribution where we can clearly see it, how much we receive, and so on. Right? That's the only and CoinW as well. But the organic volume is something entirely different than the volume you see on CoinMarketCap, for example. Right? If you look at crypto, the only real volumes you can trust, if it's about any type of crypto, it is probably only Bitcoin and Ethereum. All the other projects volume is 90% market makers, keeping the prices in line on exchanges and so on, trying to prevent as much as possible arbitrage and so on. And that's the same for Elmo, right? So if you see for Elmo on CoinMarketCap a million volume a day, the
Yeah.
real organic volume on Uniswap, it's 100% organic because we do not have any market makers or volume bots on there, right? But
Okay.
L-Bank, like right now you see 100K, I'm pretty sure organically that's only $1,000. Bitmart, let me think. Bitmart we received today, for example, for 1 day of trading, we received $500, which is high compared to the last days.
Okay.
So that means that the organic volume in the past 24 hours was $10,000, right? And not $600,000, because that volume is mainly being created by our market makers to make sure that the price doesn't go far off the DEX price, right? Because if you have a big difference in DEX and CEX, you'll have people going in and messing around with the chart here and messing around with the chart there, right? Let me see, for example,
Okay,
Bitmart.
that seems very, very low to have, well, high to have market makers like have 90% of the actual volume that goes through, because that makes me now not get excited about a lot of the volume that I do see, because what's true volume and what's not,
Well,
you
that's
know?
unfortunately the reality in crypto also with Pepe.
Do you get a
People
do you
thought they
get a
really had
breakdown
60
of
million
what
volume. It's not true.
do you get a
The only
breakdown of
thing
what
I
is
can
actually
see,
more? But
yeah, so the only thing I can see is what I receive, right, on the Bitmart market making account. If I go to the funds history, I see like the daily distribution. So, like today we received $462, yesterday 500, the day before 360, before that 300, another day 152. So it varies from $500 to sometimes we get like $40, per day. And the
okay.
only exchange that is transparent, that is Bitmart. I mean, transparent. I cannot confirm that is true as well, right? They might also be keeping some money for themselves. How can I prove what is true? But for example,
Yeah.
L Bank, we received it yesterday, I believe, for an entire month of trading. It was $350.
Oh yeah, that's
So
see, and it seems like it would be way more than that because the volume is
yeah,
saying like, oh, it's a $1 million worth of
yeah.
volume, 1.5 million, and then you come back and you get $300, and it's like you had all this negativity and all this red action that was happening,
Yeah.
and you would expect to see higher amounts that you're receiving because
No,
you're
like
seeing selling.
CoinW is practically nothing. Bitforex as well. Actually, Bitforex is better than Lbank. Lbank has been the worst so far, which for me was quite
Oh,
surprising. Um,
oh really? Wow.
yeah, I was actually expecting Lbank to do much better.
Hmm.
But it's also, people chase the charts, right? So the last month we have been in a downtrend. So people, when they look at a chart, also on an exchange, they see the chart, they don't really feel like jumping into that, right? There's not much going on, and so on, and that's kind of the issue we're facing right now. It's not the price is not going down because some people they wrote to me on DM, hey, what's going on? Is the team selling or what or what? And I'm saying no, the team is not selling. It's just that people they kind of have enough of waiting, I guess, or they
Yeah.
find a different token that does well and then they move over to there, and
All
that's
right. Well,
just reality right now.
that does make a lot more sense because I was just thinking about how like maybe smaller investors may be selling tired of waiting and how that would have an effect. And I'm like, no, you have $1.5 million in volume, and in reality, it's like 150,000 or something like that, like 10% of
Yeah.
your volume.
No,
Um,
no. When you look at exchanges on CoinMarketCap, for example, you should look at the depth, like the 2% depth and the -2% depth. When that is good, it means that there's real organic volume going on, like a
okay, so the
lot.
fact that Bitmart says 137, 2% depth. and
Yeah,
everything
well,
else really doesn't say
that's too
anything.
low in my opinion. That should be better, and I will tell our market makers to do that. But the point is as well, we receive those taxes on Bitmart, but keeping these market makers active, keeping the spread well, costs money as well, right? So it's not like that everything we receive from Bitmart from the taxes will be entirely designated for burn, because we after a while would not be able to maintain the price anymore on Bitmart.
Hmm.
Because if we would ask them now to stop trading, the volume would go very low and the price would be totally off DEX, right? Because we want DEX at this point, at least for now, to be the leading price
Hmm.
in the project. But once you list on a tier one, you obviously can say, okay, we want now the tier one exchange to be the leading price, and then we would, for example, use market makers on DEX instead, right? But that's not the
Well,
case yet.
well, is that something that I feel like if you make that clear and just put that maybe on like the website and how much you're receiving from these exchanges, these CEXs, it'll
I mean,
we'll
we do
kind
tweet
of
about it, right?
as
We
a
did tweet
as a
about it
community
about
will
like
hold them sorry as a community will hold them like accountable, and that'll bring a lot of attention to what you're receiving, so that they can stay on track with throwing the right numbers at you or the right dollars at you, because as a community we care about that stuff. So it's like how much you're receiving from Bitmart. If it doesn't seem right, we will probably go to Bitmart and go, hey, like how are they supposed to receiving this much? What was the breakdown? Stuff like that. Trying to get all this type of information that maybe they can provide in the future. So
no, but like right now for Bitmart, we probably have around I guess like 15, maybe a bit more, maybe 20 to 25K that we could use to buy back and burn, right?
mhm,
Something like that. Because we always on Bitmart, we want to have at least $10,000 on there for the market makers to keep that volume and to keep those spread a little bit in line as well, to make it attractive for people to trade on Bitmart and not just to, because an exchange has to be attractive. And if you go to an exchange, like for example, I was looking at Bone on Bitmart not so long ago. And if you want to buy Bone on Bitmart, well, you're going to get a very high price because the spread is really bad. And that's something that we have been investing in as well in the last week to get
mm,
we actually changed the market making team and to improve that, because people that see that they can buy something for $300 but later cannot sell it for more than $100 is not really an attractive investment, right? Because I
yeah,
know a lot of people they like to buy on the exchanges and not on Uniswap, for example.
okay.
Yeah.
And just to get a clarity of or a clarity of like the breakdown between let's say DEX versus CEX, you would say that majority of the volume that you are, or the majority of the money that's being transacted through CEXs, that's obviously majority of the volume that we're seeing compared to CEXs. The 17K is what we're seeing in Uniswap.
Yeah.
That's not
I think it's
um,
probably similar on CX if you take them all together, something like that.
okay. So you're saying
Um,
that all together you're seeing, each one around, 10 to 20,000, or you're seeing a total of like $20,000
I thought
between the
total.
total $20,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because like
So
I said, I received $500 on Bitmart, which means that in the last 24 hours that was 5%, right? Of 5% is $500, so that would mean $10,000 of organic volume. So I think altogether, all exchanges, they're probably pretty similar to DEX. That's how I see it.
and that's also just sell volume there. So I would imagine it's
No,
probably a
no,
little bit
actually,
higher.
on the exchanges we aligned like this that it's 5% buy and 5%. So it's actually 10%. So the organic volume was even lower than 10K in the last 24 hours.
Okay. I thought Bitmart was 6%, and that was all on the sell tax. I thought
We changed that. We changed that because we had a lot of people buying very low on Bitmart and then dumping it on DEX. That's actually also why the main reason why the decline started, because we had very big amounts coming out from Bitmart of people buying there for very low prices and they were dumping it on DEX. And that kind of started the downtrend. You can even look it up on either scan if you want. The
yeah.
bigger sales, let's say
It's
from like
crazy.
yeah,
It
like the bigger sales from July, June, maybe even, they were pretty much all transfers coming out of Bitmart, selling on um, selling on DEX, right? And then later they moved back those Ethereums or USDT to Bitmart, and they set again a very big buy order, but for like 20 to 30% cheaper than DEX, and they
Mm-hmm.
constantly repeat that, right? That's what the main downtrend started, and also that's the reason why people started panicking, like, oh, price is going down, and it continued and continued. And after a while, we decided we're also going to put a buy tax on Bitmart to kind of stop it a little bit, and actually did stop.
Okay.
Like from end of July, I guess, something like that, maybe half of
Okay.
July, and that's also when you can see that the chart kind of flattened out and wasn't it the downtrend so much anymore. So it did
Yeah.
help a lot to do that. We basically got kind of messed up by people doing massive arbitrage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy that people just I mean, you can't fault people for being like smart and finding a way, but it's like
Yeah.
it sucks. You have to find a way to change, and that's why having a team to innovate and just do things the right way in order to stop that from happening is what you need.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly,
so that's
exactly.
all right. Well,
Yeah,
that creates
I
some.
think that you were, because I mean a lot of people think that we are like we stopped doing anything and people are asking and this and that. There's like
Mhm.
the community also kind of became less active, which I think is a pity because I think we have the narrative, we have the community, we
Yeah.
have the power to get it back to where we belong, in my opinion. Because we're not just a meme coin that is out there and just messing around with people's money, right? We really want to build something unique and the downtrend didn't help much with that. However, we have already announced that we're doing quite interesting stuff, right?
Hmm.
Like I don't know if you heard about our game, what we are developing
Um,
right now.
I think I heard of like a little bit of it, but you can explain it if you want.
Yeah,
That would be
so
great.
so basically our team consists of people that have also a lot of knowledge, obviously in 3D design, but they're also learning how to use Unreal Engine, and they have already started the development of this game. And we are basically developing a first-person shooter on chain, right? So you could think about something like Counter Strike. And the idea of this game is to connect multiple kind of meme communities. So at the beginning, we will be having a character from SHIB, right? We will have a character Elmo, and we will have a character Pepe and Milade. And the idea of this game is that basically meme communities can come together and they can just shoot each other, right? Um, but next to that, obviously, they can buy all kinds of skins. I can send you some material quickly if I can find it.
Hmm.
Um, but that be a game changer for us because we are going to actually make revenue with that, and we're also going to try and make revenue for those projects which are involved in this. So, like I'm saying, Pepe, for example, right? And the idea is basically that it's going to be the most amazing first-person shooter on chain. So basically, you connect your wallet and you can play, right? A
Yeah.
high-quality game. It's not just like a shit pixel game. It's actually a good game. Um, Let me
And
send you
what's
some
the
material.
did you go through like all the numbers for like the cost to like maintain all of that stuff
Yeah,
and
maintaining is mainly maintaining is going to be server related stuff, right?
mhm.
Having a server up and so on. But if you look at the potential it has and the amount it would cost for us to maintain a server or to improve the game, it's going to be a big difference in revenue. I mean, the revenue will be much higher if we expect it to go as the way we want it to go. Right? It will
And this
take
is
a while.
this is more of a computer game or like
Yeah,
an
computer
mobile
game.
app.
Yes,
Okay.
computer game. No, mobile app not because I mean, mobile app probably on Android would be possible to do something like that, but it's a bit hard on iOS to do it. Uh,
Hmm.
I think I send it to you now. Some visuals we have. Let me see. I have a lot more actually. Give me a second. So yeah, the team is basically working on the design of the game now, but that game is going to help the project a lot because we're going to use first of all the revenue to fund the burn portal so we can have larger amounts of USDT to basically buy back those tokens on the burn portal and just burn them, right? And let me see what I can find here. Overall, things look good in my opinion. I'm not too worried, to be honest. Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
that's
I
basically
keep
the
telling
first
people
character.
I keep telling people about the the bear market and how like it's such a struggle to get through bear markets for every project. It's not only the ones that have what we see as $1 million worth of volume, but it could be ones that have 20 million or 40 million or billions, right? It's a struggle to get through them and see that consolidation, and all you have to do is find a way to get through this, and we'll be at a better spot for it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's. I think for us, it's not about surviving a bear market because we started in a bear market. It's just the difference is that there was an insane meme season going on,
Yeah.
at that point. We kind of also used, in a way, the Pepper hype at that point, right? That's also why we pumped so well, and the narrative actually fit really well with what was missing in Pepper. But I still believe that. That Elmo in the future, the advantage of it is this bear market is that those that will stay with us, they should know that we will not abandon the project. And then when the time is right, and let's say the bull market starts, this burn then will start to have a major effect because then you will see it in the price gains will be much quicker than we saw in the first all-time high because simply the tokens are much less available right now.
Yeah.
I sent you one more video of basically walking around in the environment which they created, just kind of with the assets which have been created so far. We are also working on the first guns right now. So yeah, it is something really to look out for, but it's going to take a while, obviously, such a development. But if we do it the way we want to do it and it will work out, it's going to be pretty damn good. People being able to connect and actually spend their Pepper, their SHIB, their Elmo in the game, right?
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people have been missing is being able to spend a lot of the things that they hold in some
exactly.
of these places and have a reason to spend it. I mean, most people don't want to take something that has an appreciating asset to spend it somewhere where it's not going to appreciate. But
Right.
here, this is a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like
That's the
that.
idea about it, right? Because like Pepper, what you can do, you can sell it and you can sell it and that's it, right?
Mhm.
But like if you can buy amazing skins related to Pepper or characters or guns related to Pepper, that's obviously going to be really pretty damn like cool, right? For the Pepper community to check that out as well. Actually, you can
That's
spend it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. Like that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you have coming to the table besides
Yeah, well,
the
NFT
memes?
staking, as you know,
Okay.
staking V2 is being worked on right now. So staking V2 is going to be flexible staking, kind of like
Mhm.
Terra Classic. So no fixed periods, you just stake as long as you want, and there's going to be a dynamic APY, and you basically unstake. Then you just have a cooldown period of let's say 14 days. I think it's similar in Terra Classic, right? You have those validators where you can stake, and we're going to do it the similar way. Then obviously we are still trying to wait for the right moment to push some marketing together with a pump because we are collecting funds for that, right? But we are just waiting for the right moment because it's like right now pushing the product would kind of be a waste of money because there's still a lot
Mhm.
of people out there selling on us. They're big bags daily.
Mhm.
But we are preparing for that, right? And the idea is then to actually not only just buy back Elmo and burn it, but actually also in the same times get DEX tools trending up, do some marketing here and there, and then just go for trying to push for another all-time high
Yeah.
during
I
this
th- I think
specific period of time.
yeah, I think where some of the worry that was coming from for Elmo, especially, is seeing that the price was like at such a low point, right? And
Yeah,
you're seeing kind of less that's burning off than previous. When we were at 2 cents and 3 cents, you saw larger burns that were happening around more than a million. It seemed like every time we turned around, we saw 1 million that was falling off or 2 million that was falling off, and now
yeah.
it seems like we have like 100,000. Yeah, are we
Well,
seeing
it's lately it's
less
been pretty
volume than what we
good
were seeing?
actually. Lately it's been pretty good actually. It's like
Yeah,
four or
I've seen
five
it's
hundred k
been
a
like
day. It's
yeah,
got
I've
much
been seeing
better.
like it's been closer to like a
Mm.
million for 7 days or something like that. 2 million or something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
that is
But
natural. When a chart is bullish, in between there's more people also taking their profits and selling, right? So that's why the
mm,
burns were higher, because it's kind of like when a chart is going parabolic, it's not just people buying, it's people selling in between and buying those dips, right? And that's what kind of happened in those moments when it was extremely bullish. Then
mm.
the burns were indeed much higher because there were a lot of people buying big, but also people selling big at the same time.
And that does make sense because it's more organic. Without the CEXs, it's more organic volume that's going through, and
Yeah.
Uniswap. And when you see people sell, you see people that are actually selling, not fake volume.
Yeah, but actually
So
that's a pretty cool thing to see that even though we're 5 times under all-time high, almost, I think 5 times, it's about right.
mhm.
The liquidity pool didn't decrease by 5 times, and
Mm.
people need to understand. They need to know why is that, right? Why did the liquidity pool not decrease 5 times if the price decreases 5 times? That's because of the burn. Yeah, you cannot buy 100 and sell 100. That's the entire point. So our liquidity pool at this point is still, it's still a very strong $332,000, even though we're 5 times under all-time high, right?
Mhm.
So that means that once we are ready for either a bull market or a push by us, that's when we're going to have fun and we're going to enjoy being patient throughout this market, and we're going to hopefully reward those that stay with us as long as they want to, right? It's a free market and people have to invest what they like and they have to sell what they like. I don't have hard feelings of people selling on us, really. it's
Mm.
it's entirely a free market, but I'm pretty sure and I'm confident that there will come a moment that there will be a turnaround time,
Mm.
and we are really working every day really hard to make that happen, right? But we'll see. I mean, I'm not a guru, I'm just thinking, saying what I think, what could happen, and what hopefully will happen. And I will not stop until that will happen, and the team
Yeah,
will
and
as well.
I think that's a great message to have, and also like the transparency. I mean, that's all you can do. And as you're being as transparent as possible, people need to look at that and understand that that's a big selling point in a project and a
Yeah.
team
Also,
that's leading.
actually, quite bullish, and I think that many people don't know that, but it's actually quite a big thing that right now, like you see in CoinMarketCap, our supply is also verified. Which you normally only see on the bigger tokens.
Hmm.
Because if you go to the categories and memes, you will see that actually we're pretty high now in the memes because of that. We used to be like in the second page, right? Um,
Where to
and
go
now
to
we're like, I
categories.
think, in the top 25 or top 30 meme coins already because of that. So that's going to have a huge effect as well. Just have
Well,
to
that's
find the
great.
memes.
Trying to
Yeah,
find it. I can't
sometimes you
find
have
it.
to find it. You have to just search Control F and then just search meme. It will find it. It's because it's a big list on CoinMarketCap.
Mm, I don't even know how to. Oh,
No,
it's right
no,
here.
no. Control F, just on the
It's right here.
side. Yeah, I mean, there you go. So if you scroll down, it wouldn't take that long anymore to find us.
Okay. Hey, you're right there on the list. That's great to
On
see.
the first
That's
one, exactly. You see, we're
that's good.
actually there. There you have RG Inu. You remember that one? Bullish was extremely big, but we're above them now. And slowly we will move up. I mean, we're slowly moving towards Monk, for example, right? Horch Finance, which is also a very well-known, long-standing project already.
Hmm.
And we'll get there. We'll move up, and eventually we'll be somewhere there, in the top of the list. Hopefully not, hopefully on the top, but you have to stay realistic. And with a deflationary supply like we have, actually the market cap, it's not increasing as quickly as other projects, right?
Well, yeah,
Because
I've always said like I felt like the entirety of the market is built around either minting or what is that called? Mining. Just
mining,
finding
yeah.
a way to create or add more cryptocurrency coins or tokens to the supply. And I feel like this may end up changing the game after it shows success, after exchanges start to implement what Elmo wants to do on all exchanges, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, and hopefully it can really start that and be on the top of this list of meme coins. So I appreciate you taking the time to come on here and be transparent and let everybody know about this, because I feel like it's something that's very confusing. Even though like I was confused, I thought that maybe the market makers was like 40%, but seeing that it's up in the higher ranges like 70, 80, 90% at times, it's going to make me think differently about the volume. And now it kind of makes me think that volume is irrelevant unless you know the breakdown.
Yeah, for example, I think Bone and Leash, they also have a very real volume, because Bone and Leash is not really controlled so much by a team. I mean, it's the SHIB team, but they don't pay for market makers and all that stuff. That's also
Mhm.
why you, if you see the volume of Bone, if you click on that, I'm not sure how much it is, but from what I remember, that was pretty damn organic, right?
I mean, you see a lot of DEX volume that goes
Yeah,
into it.
14 million. Yeah, but DX, I mean, DX nowadays, it's also 30, 40% math bot, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But I mean, look at the volume of Bone. That looks quite organic to me, right?
Yeah.
It's a big token, Bone, and that 14 million. That's pretty good.
Mhm.
I mean, in we would be able to generate a 5 million volume today if we want to, right? But you also have to you know keep it a bit in line. And actually also Bitmart and L-Bank came to us. They told us that we have to decrease the volume a little bit, because we had a day where we had like 2 million, because our new market makers, they were pushing it a little. um,
Mm.
but
Yeah, I
yeah, I
did see
mean,
that where it was like
yeah,
1.5,
it was like an
1.7.
extreme. It was an extreme day. It's like 2 point something million. Now they have actually decreased it, but it's still good. It's just, you have to keep in mind that what you see here, it's not always the reality, and that's mainly the case with most meme coins.
Yeah, I'll definitely implement that into my research strategy now because I didn't think that it was that much of an impact. I had a feeling that you have market makers, but I didn't think that it was like that high. And I'm sure it's different, just like you said, with each cryptocurrency that you have out
Right.
there, depending on how much you pay for market makers. Um,
Yeah, it costs
but
money.
yeah.
People also need to understand that we have a lot of maintaining costs
Mhm.
for Elmo. It's not that everything is for free.
All right. Well, like I said, thank you for coming on here, and I'm sure everybody else that was talking about Elmo appreciates you breaking things down. Keep up with what you're doing. It's fantastic. And don't feel free to send me whatever you feel like sending me, and let me know if I'm able to talk about it through Telegram or whatever. And just if you have
Okay.
any updates to things that you want covered, we can definitely go through that stuff. So feel free to
All
just
right.
send it.
All right. Thanks a lot, Matt,
All right.
for having me.
Yep. Thank you.
All right.
Have a
Have a
good
good
one.
day.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. All right. I think we're clear. Okay. So that was good for him to come on and talk about that. Just to get some transparency there and have like full breakdown to how much they receive. It's kind of crazy to me, and now it makes me look at volume in a completely different way. I understand that certain cryptocurrencies may not have as much market maker impact, like Bitcoin or Ethereum or some of the top, 10 cryptocurrencies that are there. They have organic volume. But it does make me look at a lot of the volume differently. I saw some people that were that were conversing back and forth, and maybe some people that wanted to get back to um, our original scheduled programming. But I appreciate you guys waiting through it. Maybe some people that aren't invested in Elmo, um, give it a look if you guys are interested. So, clearly, you know nothing about Elmo. I know these guys have. Wait, I know these guys have for a long time. They're very legit. I know you're talking to somebody else. Um, I said it again. Have a utility. Tell me a reasonable utility. Anyone. Uh, Bull market's not happening till 2024, 2025. Still waiting. I agree. Made this claim yesterday that, in my opinion, it's most likely going to be next year, fall. Staking NFT, building the game. He's talking about that is just a few. The project is just a few months old. 100 people here can't tell me a reasonable utility. Here, so understand that utility and being able to utilize the coin, or necessity of use. There's differences between the two, right? Um, if you're using it out of necessity, out of just being able to buy things, like say if you have, XRP, that's going to have a larger use case there. Out of necessity, you're using that, but out of what you decide to use it for, that's a different story. You have the ability to use it. It's just whether that's a popular way to use it. So like if you have that game to where you're using your Elmo or Pepe or Shiba Inu in order to buy certain skins, in order to do certain things in the game, that's your choice to do that. It doesn't mean that 100% will be the most popular way, but it could be. You never really know, depending how popular the game is. It's just like people buying VC on 2K, NBA 2K. People buy VC all the time, and if they buy $50 worth, that could technically be, that's a digital currency. It could be a cryptocurrency that's labeled with that if it's through, you link your wallet and do all that stuff there. It could be, you could have a massive use case for that currency itself if it's a popular game. But you have to get there. And this sounds like something that's very, very interesting by having those different characters, and being able to utilize cryptocurrency in order to buy different skins for those characters, do different things with those characters, and just the overall fight between memes and whatever becomes popular, you know? So if it's a new meme, you have a new skin, and maintaining the game will be something that may be a little bit costly at times. But as long as the game gets, its popularity and drives up interest and use for Elmo and all the other ones, then it's like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. So Bone has a circulating supply of 229.92 million, and the max supply is 230 million, right? Yes. From what I understand, they can increase the supply. They do have a minting feature in Bone, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure. Bone will likely hit $3 by next week. That would be, almost a $700 million market cap. Bone is up over 60% in a year. Stop with the scam stuff, guys. FUD not needed here. It's not. You got a moderator here that will get you out of here. If you want answers and we give you answers and you just don't accept those answers, then I mean, you can do with that information whatever you want, but it doesn't need for you guys to, come on here and go, hey, no matter what you say, it's not a utility, because that's not true. If you can utilize the coin, it's technically a utility. Is it a necessity? No, I don't think any gaming would necessarily be a necessity, but it is a use case to it, and could be a very popular use case, which has been proven, to be more of a form of popularity through gaming if you have the right game. What utility does BTC have? None. You're right. Utility is what's going to make a crypto. That's not 100% true. You know, some you may see the future utility create the hype in what the position will be, like XRP. Utility is not there yet, but seeing the concept or seeing the ability to have or establish that utility is what keeps the hype alive, and keep it going, and obviously will build it higher and higher. Same thing goes for Ethereum. I mean, you have more of a use for Ethereum, especially, using it as a form of payment, being that gas fee, as well as, using it for most NFTs that you have that are out there. So a lot of different, um, uh, utilities for, Ethereum, but then you have others that may not have something fully established. But you're right, establishing a utility will be big, but utility right now is not necessarily a thing that's really pushing cryptocurrencies, because Pepe has none and it's all about being a meme. Dogecoin has none and it's 7 on the list, but it does have the idea or the thought of having a use case, but it's at a $10.2 billion market cap. So Bone Utility is already told it's a gas for a blockchain. Like, tons of bone supply not been burned. Um, I guess you were broke now. 10K Elmo is worth billions of bone, and then since no burn mechanism to increase value. Yeah, very true. That's one of the most important utilities you get. No, ha 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 ha. The contract is going to be renounced, and no more minting will be allowed. Someone said, not renounced? Dev will soon disappear. No FUD. I'm just directing you to a better option. No, it's cool. I mean, you're not directing us to a better option. This is what you need to change that to is an opinion. You have an opinion on what's going to be better, but honestly, I'm pretty sure that what you're going to see within and I'm predicting it now. Let me just say this, and I'll put this out here as a separate video, a little clip or something. What you're going to see in Bone is you're going to see Shibarium established, not enough volume that flows through Shibarium because it's not going to have an impact to what people want most, which is Shiba Inu. Then you're going to see Bone that gets up to, climbs up to maybe close to $1 billion market cap and then retraces from that $1 billion market cap. You're going to see that Bone starts to slide a little bit. And then people start to say, oh, well, the Shiba Inu ecosystem is dead. And you're going to see Shiba Inu that still stays alive, but Bone is going to have a lesser value, maybe somewhere around the $500 million market cap. So that's what I'm saying is going to happen, maybe even less than that, to where a lot of people go, okay, well, this isn't what it was supposed to be. Shibarium is not what it was supposed to be, because I'm only going off of history based off of everything that this ecosystem dev team has created. They have created it. It built up a little bit of hype as things were announced, as it was launched, and then when it got released, it had a little bit of hype behind it, pushed it up, everything started to fall down, and those aren't talked about anymore. How much are we talking about Shiboshis right now? Not much. How much are we talking about the metaverse? Yes, they had a showing of the metaverse, but wait until that's fully released, and you're going to see the same thing that you saw with the game. The game was released. What happened there? It was supposed to burn off 5% SHIB. We've seen no burns at all. I'm sure it had some sort of revenue, but we saw no burns at all because they didn't live up to what that word was. So I'm just saying that now, and I hope that that doesn't happen, because I would love to see bone holders make as much as possible, and I would love to be completely wrong. Like, I would love it, because if we are, and Shiba Inu does have a massive impact, then Shiba Inu is supported in a massive way as well. So that's what I'm predicting will happen. But let's wait and see. So if you're a part of Bone, I would suggest having a profit taking strategy set up for just close to $1 billion market cap, which can get you, from where we were at 99 cents to a 3x return. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You haven't seen it with a lot of positions. But I just want to make sure that you take some profit. And if you want to live out the rest of it, like say if you get up to a $3 price point, you went from 99 cents to $3. Let's say you invested $1,000 from the beginning, and you take your initial investment, maybe plus a little bit of profit. You take $2,000 from it and leave another $1,000 in there. That's a smart thing to do. You took your profit, you took your initial investment, you left $1,000. It could be something way bigger. And if it is, then great. If it's not, you still protect yourself. So I just want, I don't want people to put all of their eggs in that one basket that depends on Shiba Inu's success. And it's been proven within the ecosystem that that's what people care about. 1.3 million holders, almost 1.4 at the moment. Like we're climbing to 1.4 million holders for Shiba Inu. That is insane. we can't compare to we can't compare Bone to Elmo. It's like comparing a Kia to a Benz. You realize that I'm just gonna throw something out there. You realize that Mercedes Benz also has a say or I believe they make parts of Kia. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure they make parts of Kia as well, and that's why Kia was looking so good. And why are you saying that? I have a Kia Sportage. So are you saying that uh, a Kia is not great? I like Kias, except for the fact that some of them are catching on fire. But I like Kias. I would love a Kia Telluride once they fix the whole catching on fire situation. So you're actually making fun of me and saying that Kias are not up to Benz's level. I know they're not. I'm just joking, guys. You could have said you could have you could have said a Prius, which I hear that the new Priuses actually are pretty cool. They don't look like the old ones. Of course, it's gonna go down. Let's not forget. Let's not forget this is still a bear market, but in the bull market, Bone is gonna go insane. We will see. We will see. Oh, Bone is the Benz, and you're saying that Elmo is the Kia. Well, Kia is gonna surprise you. Kia surprised me, so that means that I chose a Kia over a Benz, and that means that either that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. In my opinion, it's a good thing. Kias are great. I won't take this level of disrespect, man. I won't take this. I'm joking, guys. I don't care about that stuff. Our Ethereum networks are in a decline. I mean, I don't know what you're saying by that. Are Ethereum networks, or you're saying Ethereum networks are in decline? Like as in people are not creating on Ethereum networks? I wouldn't say that. Leave you on the road. Well, geez. Bone to $10 after Shibarium. I don't know about that. I would love to see it, but I don't know about that. He is a good car, but a Benz is a luxury powerhouse. Have you seen the Kia? What was it? The Kia 900 or something? I forget what it was called. Uh, and what that was all about. That was a luxury car. They didn't really sell a lot of them because and when people go up in that price range, they always go for something else. But it definitely was something that I saw some people have, and it was freaking amazing. Had some things that you wouldn't see in any car, honestly. But I want a Kia Telluride because it has the space. It has more of a luxury feel as well. But we're not making that move right now. We're gonna wait, especially you know with car prices being so ridiculous and also interest rates being so high. The interest rate on my car right now is insane when it shouldn't even be close to that high. So, all right, let's look at how the crypto market is going because right now it's not really looking the best. We're seeing things that are down quite a bit. So, cars are a waste of money. I mean, yeah, you can probably say that. They are definitely a waste of money. Um, anyways, we're currently seeing the crypto market cap at a $1.16 trillion market cap. It's down about 1.6%, which has decreased again in the last day. We are seeing Bitcoin's dominance still, remaining around the 48, high 48s, closer to 50, percent dominance with a increase today. We're also seeing Bitcoin that's down by 1.13%. BNB that's down by 1.9%, XRP that's down by 4.5%. Dogecoin is down by 4%. So a lot of things are red. It's a complete bloodbath right now. for the crypto market. And that's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I do want to switch it up, guys. I know there are people here that are probably focused on more of the crypto market, but I kind of want to focus on the stocks for a little bit and dive into that for like an hour without really changing the live stream. We're just going to go through and maybe scrub the title, scrub the thumbnail, and completely redo things in the next 10 minutes. So we're still going to be live. We're just going to go do a be right back type of thing. Um, so we will, I guess we can continue to talk about, crypto or whatever if you guys want to, but I'm going to kind of scrub this and go to talking about stocks. Guess I won. You didn't win. No, nobody, everybody wins. Bone is just told you that Bone is going to $1 billion market cap. Easy choice. It's a 3x return. That's a 3x return, which is still decent, but it's nowhere near what people are looking for. I mean, we're sitting at about a $400 million market cap right now for Bone. So, anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go to more of a stock talk and talk about AMC and some things that are happening in the market, and we're gonna do more of a be right back situation. If you guys want to stick around, you can stick around. I'm gonna put something on the screen, and then we're going to switch it up a bit. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you all. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Anybody that's on Twitch, thank you for watching. Anybody that's on Kick, we got 5 viewers on Kick. What's going on? Nothing much right now. Um, Fox Warrior Gaming hosted with 21 viewers. Well, oh, you transferred 21 viewers over here? Is that what you did? Or I'm not so sure what happened, but I appreciate you for being here. And everybody else that's watching, I appreciate you guys that are here as well. Anyways, I will be right back in like a few minutes. It's so funny, 80s, how you like anything Matt said that makes your point, but ignore everything he says that negates it. That's exactly what's happening. All right, I gotta go really quick. Um, I'm not going to be leaving the live stream. If you guys want to stay and talk about things that apparently 80s keeps um, uh, saying, then feel free to go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna take a minute and take like a break, maybe like 5 minutes or something, and we will be back talking about stocks and what's happening in the stock market because we're about to get to the open, and we'll see. So yeah, I'll be right back. All right. So, um, we are back. We are back in action, ready to go, ready to talk about the stock market and see what's happening here. Um, Hopefully you guys are interested in, chatting about stocks. I know that we have been historically doing this on the other channel. I think we need to combine forces and do what we were doing before, where we were talking about crypto and stocks and everything there. And you know how I like talking about AMC, so it just makes sense for me to do it this way. Um, if you guys want to hit the like button, let me know that you're here also by chatting in the chat. But hit that like button, that subscribe button, and let's go ahead and dive into this stuff, right? um, so let's wait for some people to let me know that they're here. I mean, I see 44 people that are here, and we still have the same likes from the previous um, part of the live stream. So, damn, I haven't looked at my stock portfolio since last year. Yeah, it's been quite a bit of time for me looking at stocks because stocks haven't really been going our way, at least the ones that we've been investing into, which is like more um, lower market cap stocks to mid market cap stocks. So it's understandable. But let's go ahead and kind of dive into the markets. You are hearing what you want to hear, my friend. In a bull market, lots of things will go up. I've had long conversations with Queenie and Trophius as well as some others. Who are you talking? You're talking to somebody else? Okay. So, anyways, if we're looking at AMC, currently it's down in the it has just opened, but it's down about 0.3%. Let's go ahead and look at how the market is opening, and we're seeing this kind of. Thank you for subscribing, Jay uh, Gamel. Yep, Gamil. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. But thank you for subscribing. We currently see this open, and now we're starting to see it climb back up and looking pretty positive here. This is a good climb that we are seeing. Hopefully, we can see that continue, at which we are. It is currently up about 0.6% at the moment. A lot of times we see an over aggressive movement, and then we see it get, overbought or oversold, and then we'll see a reversal of that. Um, so maybe we're starting to see some action right now. What was the highest point in the pre-market? The highest point was actually at $4.89. If we're talking about a real point rather than one that just skyrocketed through a wick, we're seeing that at $4.85. So where we are currently, we're getting close to where that resistance point will be. So we're waiting to see the action in the beginning of the day and how that does work out. I made a video yesterday um, talking about slept in this morning. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here at any moment, right? You could be here for 5 minutes or 5 seconds, and I appreciate you guys being here. So good morning to you too, Fire King. But yesterday I made a video talking about AMC and like the financials and everything and how we would love to see AMC become profitable. And I feel like everything is is improving, right? Looking year over year over year, it's been improving in the form of revenue. However, with the whole strikes that's going on in that situation, we might end up seeing a decline in, moviegoers and buying popcorn and all types of concessions and things like that. So hopefully we don't see a decline. Hopefully the strike doesn't last for very long, not just for the sake of AMC, but for the sake of actors and writers as well. Like we care obviously about them and make sure that they get paid a livable wage. I was watching a video talking about how this actor who was on a show, I can't remember who it was, but I remember watching the show, and he was talking about how much he gets paid in residuals, and it's a very, very small amount. And even while he was recording the show, he was he was living not in a situation you would think. Like people are like, oh well, he must be living really really good. It's like no, not all actors are living well, um, until you get the breakout roles like Samuel Jackson or Jamie Foxx or um, uh, Leonardo DiCaprio or Will Smith or somebody, right? um, so, anyways, it looks like AMC is getting up to that high that was in the pre-market and is surpassing that high that was in the pre-market. So it's good to see this movement, this positive movement. It is kind of overly aggressive here. You are seeing this currently at a 73 when it comes to the RSI. So sort of be careful as you are seeing that run a little bit. I'm still holding on to the amount that I have. If I unlock this, I don't even know my password or passcode. So I'm currently still holding 1,300 AMC here at a value of $21 was what it says here is what I'm holding that's left. So I need to see it increase a hell of a lot more in order to see this portion break even. Overall, I'm broken even from the beginning since I did take a little bit of profit from the beginning, or not from the beginning, but from like the $20 point that it was at. I took my initial investment and left the rest that was in there, and then did add a little bit to it. But still, I'm over that break even point. But for this portion that's in Webull, it's a little bit weird. Um, this has to get to a certain level in order to be broken even there. Etsy is having a rough morning. Let's check it out. What is Etsy doing? I mean, everything seems to be or was having a rough morning. AMC is not really having a rough morning anymore. It's up 1%. Oh wow, you're seeing it down 9%. It did climb a little bit from that pull down, kind of creating an extended like pre-market pivot there. I guess it really wasn't. It was just kind of a continuation of a more bullish time in the day, increasing up to about $89. But it is down from that point, and it opened at $87.14. Good thing is it is up from the $87.14 mark that it opened up at. So that's good to see. And currently seeing it at $87.37, but it doesn't look too far away from that point, honestly. Uh, don't say that. I want my share to hit $10 million when it moasses. I mean, your one share that you have, yeah, one share of AMC. If we look at Beyond Meat, I was just talking about Beyond Meat as well because it's a heavily shorted position, and how that's climbing a little bit. It's up about 0.5%. Good to see. 113K worth of volume. I wanted to see how much volume we're seeing in um, not Shiba, AMC. We're seeing a decent amount of volume. 700, almost 800K. We're almost at a million. Adam doesn't care about us investors. I mean, you got to understand it from a business perspective. I don't think it's that he doesn't care about the investors. I think he cares about more or less the business than us, the survival of the business. If you think about it, we are the reason why the business has survived. Because without us, they would have shorted AMC to hell. And technically, he has to care about us, and he has to kind of um, adhere to what the community wants and what the AMC community wants, because we really just want gains within the position. And for someone like me who may be a little bit of an outsider there, not just wanting gains but also want the survival of my childhood theater that I used to go to for any type of fun, because I was a very poor kid and all we did was watch movies maybe every other month or 3 months. But those were some of the best times that I can think of, because we didn't really have money to go to Hershey or to Disney or on vacation or go on a plane. Like, as a child, I was never on a plane. The first time that I went on a plane was our honeymoon, and we went to DR, which is uh, that's not really the first time you really want to go on a plane, um, because it takes a while. It was like three hours or something. If you want to go on a plane, your first experience, you want it to be shorter, right? Um, or maybe you do want it to be longer so you can experience everything. But we did go on a plane there, and I've been on a plane a lot ever since, and so have my children. But I that's something that I wasn't able to do. So AMC was one of my childhood memories. That's a good memory. That's why I wanted to survive. But it does seem like Adam Aaron cares more about the business, which is sort of understandable, to make the business thrive and be able to catch up with these financials. Because you think about it, let's say it did squeeze right now. Let's say it went to, I don't know, $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 worth of a price, right? If seeing it at 30% short interest or short interest or free float, that's believable. See it get to some of these levels, right? Let's say it does get there. People end up selling their position. The retail traders fall off. We're not seeing as much of retail traders that are holding the position, and now shorts can attack it again. Or, maybe we end up just keep repeating the process, but maybe shorts attack it, or people that are holding it just decide to sell a hell of a lot. It decreases all the way down. AMC is not really performing at the level that it should be performing because they couldn't find a way to innovate or change anything, because they had to just focus on paying off debts. That's a big issue, because if you look at like their income, like their net income, diluted net income is about $1 billion down. That's not $1 billion positive, right? They're in the red there, and it's not something that you like to see. Yes, it is an improvement over 2020. You see how far that has dropped, right? If you can't see it, that's $4.59 billion negative, right, in the hole. Then you're looking at $1.27 billion in the hole, and now you're looking at about $1 billion. So they're improving every single year. This is year over year. And they're most likely improving every quarter. Besides, I guess 2022, the third quarter, you saw, more of a gain there. And, they kind of got worse, and then they got a little bit better from there. But I'm trying to see if I can move it over. Yeah. So now fourth quarter of 2022, you're looking at 287, 226, 121. So things were better within the second quarter there. Trying to see if we have any positive time periods. No. Everything has just been down and down and down and down and down. Been positive since forever. Matt, I just wanted to say I think you're doing a partially adequate job, and I do not care what everyone else says. Just do you. You're welcome. Thanks. Appreciate that. 100 plus likes, that's solid. Yeah, it is. It is pretty solid. I've tried Matt is stubborn. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I've tried Matt is stubborn. Are you talking about him not caring? Adam not caring? I understand Adam cares about his business. People who buy stock because they believe in the value will increase over time. AMC should become a movie studio and make originals for its streaming service. I mean, that's kind of where we're heading. The issue that we deal with streaming services, though, is that streaming services are not going to be able to make as much money um, as you would think, because so many people are sharing streaming services. That's why Netflix went to or tried to go to a model where you would only have one person or one person be able to use that account per household, or one household be able to use an account or something like that. And it's dumb to have that, but I believe if you're logging in somewhere else, like you wouldn't be able to log in. Like say if you go on vacation and you have the ability to log into your Netflix account. Now, like you wouldn't be able to have that ability, so it would kind of limit people. But they trying to save people, sharing Netflix accounts, and then they're over here watching movies that are coming out. And I mean, Netflix has its own movies, but for Disney, like with the streaming services, they release it in the streaming service, and the streaming service is getting a lot more views than what you would see people that are going out to watch it, in theaters. And it's a problem because now, ticket sales are, so much. Ticket sales are like what, $15, 12 or $15 or something. And you're seeing the streaming service that may cost like 8 or whatever they increase the price to. But then you're seeing, if you have a showing of what that movie is, you have 30 people that are watching it for $10 or $8 or something. So it's an issue. Adam don't care about anything but his pockets. You're not wrong. Not only his pockets, but I think it's the more business pockets. Um, he's trying to improve the business and do everything he can for the business, and that may kind of push aside a lot of the investors and what the investors want, which is purely just gains. We're seeing AMC that's starting to come back now from that $4.90 level, seeing it being pulled back. Um, I'm trying to bring up some things, see what the short interest is for AMC really quick. So you see what the short interest is. It doesn't matter what Adam Aaron wants or doesn't want or whatever. Look at this short interest. Um, 29.9% short interest of free float. Is that not insane? Is that not a ridiculous amount? That's crazy. Agreed, Fire King, but still keep theaters open. I love the theater experience. A lot of people do. I think it's just, I don't know how you can kind of improve upon it. I know with the whole concept of being able to drink a beer and being able to, dine into theaters is like a big experience, and everybody wants to do that. You're combining a dinner and a movie. Sometimes it's still not to the liking that you want, because you'd rather do like a fancier dinner and then go to a movie. That's what we've always done throughout, our relationship and marriage. We've always done a dinner and a movie, go and see an experience, and talk about that experience afterwards. But some of them are getting a little bit better. Like AMC dine-in theaters are pretty good. AMC Apes is nearly identical to crypto, but Ape are contractual shareholder public debt validity, and crypto is a blockchain crypto exchange public debt validity. I don't know if I'm understanding what you're saying there. I bought at $14. So I originally bought at like $8 to $9, and I ended up collecting my initial investment at $20 ish. It did rise to a level where my AMC was worth like $80,000 by itself. The money that was left over was worth about $80,000, and I was like, holy, this is looking amazing. And obviously now we're seeing the short interest even higher than where it was when it initially pushed up. So that's crazy. Matt's fancy dinner is a Big Mac. Big Macs are delicious. Um, yeah, my fancy dinner is Popeyes with the strawberry biscuit. Oh, things are amazing. I haven't had. We've been trying to cut back on a lot of the expenses because we noticed that our what we would spend on eating out is like $1,000+ and that's that's ridiculous to spend a mortgage payment on eating out different food. And what's crazy is we still cook at home, so we were like, what are we buying that's worth $1,000? And it's crazy how much the cost of McDonald's or all of those fast food restaurants have gone up. It's like $11 or $12 a meal. You remember when things used to be that was the cheaper option to go, and now it's like you go to McDonald's and you might as well go to like Applebee's or something. You'll spend $30 at Applebee's, plus tip or whatever. Um, and why would you just choose a Big Mac meal at $12 or however much? And um, how is that? I guess it is different. It's fast food. It should be cheaper. I love McDonald's. My stomach doesn't, though. Could have said your toilet doesn't. um, if and when inflation um, in the stars comes back to more reasonable levels, people will start spending more on services. What? Have you been to McDonald's lately? The prices are kind of fancy. They are. I don't do McDonald's. You don't do McDonald's? McDonald's is good. I live in Indonesia, so I get a lot of rice cooked 100 different ways. That sounds amazing. That sounds fantastic. Rice and noodles here, man. I'll take that any day of the week. I love rice. I love pastas. The dollar bill or digital dollar, public debt of the U.S. Sold legal tender is silver and gold. Um, is meant all things exchanged under pure dollars are public debt validity. 14th Amendment. Interesting. That's all I could say there. Um, it gets real quick. It gets old real quick, Matt. I mean, I guess. I guess it could. Because I don't have rice every day. I mean, we have rice, um, and we make rice quite a bit, whether it's white rice, brown rice, fried rice. But um, yeah, we don't. I don't know. Yeah, I probably couldn't do it every day. I don't know. Maybe I could. I think that I can until it gets to that point. I'm like, you know what? I'd like to have something other than rice. As long as it keeps your belly full, it keeps you moving for the day. That's all that matters. You had 80K worth of AMC. It was up to a value of 80K. Yes. Um, and now it's down to a lot less because that was in the mindset where, well, I wasn't in the mindset. I was happy that I took profit, and I didn't take some profit. I took my initial investment. I was happy that I took my initial investment, but others were not happy that I took my initial investment. There were so many people. Um, Most dishes are here are spicy. Yeah, I love spicy dishes. I eat a ton of spicy food. Anytime I get a spicy option of anything, I eat it. Um, and my fridge is like filled with different types of hot sauces at different levels. So yeah. Um, what was I saying? So yeah, there was a lot of people for AMC that were like diamond hand, diamond hand, diamond hand, and it was a problem, and it still is a problem, to where people are like, oh, you know what, you gave up on AMC, you're not holding your AMC, and you know, you should be punished for it, and everybody dislike your videos. I made a couple of videos talking about how I took profit, and literally everybody was like, no, you can't take profit, you suck. And now that's what people are still doing, is they were taking profit, and they were like, oh, well, you know what, now is the time to do it because everybody is telling you to do it. Like, I did it because that was part of my strategy, is to take my initial investment. It should have been to take profit. That was what I wanted to do, especially as it got to 80K. But it's the the pressure to not do so, and that's the issue that you deal with when you show your positions, is people are like, hey, I want to know exactly when you sold, why you sold, and if it's not good enough, then we're just gonna stop watching you. We're gonna stop liking your videos and all that stuff. And I'm like, Jesus. So I've promoted in before profit hands, because you want to take profit while they're talking about diamond hands and never touching that sell button. Um, you know, you got to have your strategy and only stick to your strategy as it gets to some of those levels. I said that I was going to sell, half of it at 20, and then I would have made other moves at 50. And I didn't make any moves at 50, which is insane. I should have, because it was part of my strategy. But because of what people said and did when I sold at 20, um, that's where it was like, oh, well, do I want to relive that situation again? Well, I'd rather just wait it out. And that's what I ended up doing, which sucks. Again, it made me not want to show my positions at all after that. But, I kept doing it because I like being transparent. Um, hmm. I want to log in. I want to log into like Streamlabs. Actually, how do I go somewhere? I'm trying to figure something out. I don't know where to go for this. Let me go to Google. Give me a second. The right place? Streamlabs.com. Where can I log in? I'm trying to freaking log in. There we go. If people can subscribe. I just gained some subscribers. Um, Trying to fix something really quick. Do 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 do. I guess that'll be good. Let's see if. Here we go. All right, save settings. Let's do it that way. I don't know if that'll work. I'm changing the text to speech, maybe to $1. I was gonna do 1.99, but maybe to $1 just for to read different things. Because if it is $1 or up to $5, then I would be able to have that text to speech. But anything that's way more than that, I would get a notification. So anything that's more than $5, I get a notification on what's coming in. Anything that's less than $5, I don't really get a notification or ones at the top of the chat. They really tell me. So that's what I'm going to do there. And we'll just change this to $1. Boom. There we go. Now that should be maybe a little better. Okay. I like rice and pasta. I mean, I do too, but I can see how you can get tired of it. Rice and pasta are so bad for you? Why are they so bad for you? Rice is good for you. Why is it bad for you? Never hit the sell button so they can reach their target and then dump on yo ass. That's probably it. That's exactly what it is. I mean, right now we're seeing AMC that's kind of dumping a little bit. Getting back to kind of where it opened at, because it opened at $4.78 and currently at $4.79 after hitting a high of $4.90. We're seeing it now come back and not looking, too hot here. Volume was looking okay, and now volume is not looking like it's picking up at all. Has Jasmine seen an actual adoption in Japan? Not at the moment, no. Um, no. I mean, the thing about utility is that you're not actually seeing um for a lot of crypto, you're not actually seeing that adoption firsthand, right? You see the thought or the idea of that adoption, but nothing more than that at the moment until you really start seeing it, implemented in a way. Hi, Matt. Good evening from Japan. Can you please check on Jasmine? Binance is holding 28% of the supply. Is it good or bad indication? It's okay for Binance to hold a large portion of the supply. They're the largest, cryptocurrency trading platform that's out there. So yeah, I mean it's okay that they're holding that much if they see that much movement. They buy as much as they think is necessary to see that movement and have a little bit of a gap for any type of larger days or larger increase days. Um, so yeah, it's okay that they're holding 28%. You see most of the volume that goes through. If most of the volume didn't, then that wouldn't make sense. It's like a wallet holding on to 28% and just holding on to it without doing anything with it. Like that's not good. But seeing the volume that's going back and forth to different plays, I mean, that's not really, or different wallets, um, that's not horrible at all. What do you think will happen to those AMC shares eventually, Fire King? If I was AMC CEO, I'd do AMC Theater Club memberships. Um, open AMC Theater Clubs in every live popular spot. Um, location. Replace the dance club or bars for movie buffs. Yes, that's not bad. It's just with the problem is that like you think about it and I'm like that would be a good idea and it would kind of instead of people that are listening to music they're like watching or listening to movies and like hey this is my favorite part or whatever because people in clubs right you would think that people are just listening to the music but multitasking listening to music versus watching and listening to a movie that's sort of where the issue lies Like you're using two senses there versus using one. Like when you're out at the club and partying and or whatever and drinking whatever you're drinking, you're really only using that one sense to listen to music and get hype around that music. You're not listening to a story and trying to pay attention to a story, because with a movie, if you miss even a little bit, you don't know what's happening. With a song, most likely within that 2 minutes to 5 minutes, you know what happened beforehand and you know that your favorite part is coming up. Like it may be a little bit difficult to do something like that. Um, but I get what you mean. They have to innovate, they have to change. And I like movies. I like how movies are. Um, but there has to be something that can be improved upon, right? Improved upon. AA needs to go. Yeah, it's a tough job, isn't it? I either want to drink and dance or see a movie. One doesn't replace the other. Yeah, I mean, using too many senses is just not going to work. Yeah, if I'm drinking and dancing, I'm not paying attention to a movie. Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that you're not dancing at that moment. You're probably just drinking and seeing a movie, but that's basically what you're doing now is, offering alcohol in movie theaters and to a limit, obviously, and being able to watch a movie and pay attention to a movie, which is kind of replacing that, but you're just not dancing and moving around. You're paying attention, but you also can have a conversation with the person next to you, because if you do, then people in the theater get upset, or wherever you are will get upset because they're not able to pay attention to that movie there and the story. That's not what I asked, Fire King. You hold your original shares. What do you think will happen to the value eventually? Rise, drop, stay ready, or stay steady? Stay ready. AA needs to go. We'll see. You guys are so fickle. Adam Aaron was everyone's hero a year or so ago, and now he needs to go. Yeah, I mean, I that's how kind of the world works, honestly, is there are always people that will go, hey, it's not working out right now because of what you did here, when they may just be caring about the business itself. But then when it does affect the business and show profits, and then AMC rises organically rather than just from retail traders holding it, and you have institutions that are buying into it more because of um, how much success you've seen within the business, then now they're like, oh well, I see their point, I see what they're doing. So I I don't know. I can definitely see at least $8 to $10 a share. I wish they would have done. They would have never done ape. I mean, yeah, yeah. I'm there with you. But I was able to take the ape that I had um, as a profit. I would have taken it a lot sooner when it was at $11 and put it back into AMC. But I did take it when it was at like $7 or $8 or something, and then put it into AMC, which gave me the 1,300 versus less than 1,000 that I had before. AMC, because of ape, is worth less than 5 billion. With the property they own, I feel like they should be worth at least 8 to 9 billion. I feel like they should be worth a lot more than that if they figure out a um, reason for people to go. So, not wrong. You are not wrong. All right, guys, we are about over 30 minutes for the market. Um, I think we're going to get going here, or should we go another 30 minutes? I think maybe that's the end of it there. I'm not 100% sure. I really don't want to leave. I want to keep looking at things. Let's look at how the what's running in the market. I mean, you can see Tesla's moving and SOS is moving. It might actually be falling back down after increasing quite a bit. We're seeing it pull back a little bit. But let's look at some bigger movers. That's why I typically look at the market when you wanna day trade. That's the good thing about the stock market, is that you can find certain plays that will take off, um, and you'll still be able to make money from it throughout the days, even though you're seeing a down market. You always find things that you can make a move into. If the crypto market is down, it seems like pretty much everything is freaking down. For stocks, though, again, this is up 47%. You would have seen a decent size increase from here to here, where it currently is growing from the low point that we had of 31 up to 35. Seeing a 5 cent gain could be massive for you, depending how much you're investing into it. It looks like Cook, whatever this is starting to trend downward towards the 200 EMA after increasing quite a bit during the open. Seeing this position that's also increasing, not really seeing a crazy amount of volume though, up 16% here, after seeing a larger jump in the after hours market. Actually a climb. It wasn't really a jump, which is always a great sign. The thing that I would see here, I thought I would see here, is more of a pre-market pivot. The issue is that it started climbing before the market was before the market opened. A salary is absurd. What is a salary? As much as that sounds, she's making roughly 10 million, or he's making roughly $10 million for ticket revenue. I agree that AA's salary doesn't reflect his performance. My point is, I don't understand the hold till zero mentality. People need to realize when they need to stop being traders and start being collectors. True. But the issue that we deal with AMC is that if the business, and what people don't understand about AMC is that if the business does not pick up and get better, then if the business goes out of business, if they choose to close their doors or start closing a lot of different locations, even though they're adding on locations, then you start to get into a difficult situation where it's not even about the hedge funds anymore. They're holding what they're holding, doing what they're doing. But if AMC closes its doors, we lose, right? If and no matter what happens, right, we can support the project as much as we want, or support the company as much as we want, and buy into the stock as much as we want, and hold 90% of it. If they're shorting the hell out of it, it's not giving us any value in doing what we're doing. Now the business closes its doors, we end up losing because now the stock goes to zero, and we lose all of our money that we literally will go to zero. The hedge funds end up winning out of the deal by, pushing this on for 3 years. And that's the crazy thing, is they have the luxury of time. If they're gonna cover it, they're gonna cover it. But they have the luxury of time, and we don't have that, right? A lot of us don't have that. Not what I said, Matt. Oh yeah. What did you say? My point is, I don't understand the hold till zero mentality. People need to realize when they stop. People need to realize when they stop being traders and start being collectors. That's the same thing that I said. They need to realize when they stop being traders and start being collectors, saying that you're just collecting something to hold, its value, versus like trading and making a profit out of it. With you, but I was able to take the 8 minutes for the market. I think we're going to get going here, or should we go another 30 minutes? I think. Let me see. For stocks, though, again, this is a great sign. The thing I agree that AA salary doesn't reflect his performance. AMC is that if the business does not pick up and get better, is that if true hero mentality, people need to realize when they need to stop being traders and start being collectors. Oh, as I said not to. Yes, what I took it as is people need to realize when they stopped being traders and started to become collectors. Like that's what I wasn't saying what was actually going through my head, even though it came out maybe the wrong way with a knot instead of having that knot. That's what you're referring to, but I responded in the way that you meant it. Just had to check on that. But anyways, I think we're gonna. I tend to do that. That's what dyslexia will do to you. But anyways, I think we're gonna have to get out of here at this point. I think this was a great live stream. Having I think more on the crypto side of the live stream, less on the stock related side of the live stream, but still being able to go over different topics and have conversation that's happening. Hedge funds will never lose. I mean, it seems that way. They have the luxury of time, which the reason why they have that luxury of time is because they have the money that's backing it, right? They have billions upon billions of dollars that can flow into the market, and they know what they're doing. They have people that they can get everybody to trade AMC and short AMC within their firms. And it's dumb how much manipulation they have on the market and how we can't do anything about it, because if something happened to those hedge funds, well now I don't know what happened here, but if something happened to those hedge funds, well now the entire crypto market, or sorry, the entire stock market is kind of collapsing because of what they hold, right? They hold value in so many different positions that if that suddenly went under, well now you have them pulling out money of, I'm just throwing out names here, Meta, Tesla, ZOM, SOS, whatever, right? If they have positions within these, larger plays that really run the market, well, now what happens, right? The entire market collapses because a hedge fund, went under. So, yeah, benefits of having. It's true. One thing of having your shares registered to you, but that still doesn't mean anything if the business itself is still being, attacked. Either way, if the business goes under, you still lose the value of what you're holding, right? So no matter what, it's still a problem. When you're talking about not actually owning your shares and, having, artificial shares and all that, right? I understand that portion of it, but if they want AMC to fail, they're going to find a way to get AMC to fail eventually. If they want GME to fail, they're going to find a way to get GME to fail eventually, unless the business can start to provide revenues, right? Start to provide a positive bottom line. And if they're not providing that positive bottom line, well, they can still attack them until they do. And they're gonna push to make it seem like they are right, until um, they are officially wrong. And the way that they get there is only by changing the revenues. So AMC needs to go from losing $1 billion a year to gaining $1 billion a year. If you can consistently have positive, outlook or a positive bottom line, then things will change in how the hedge funds see it, and we will start to see, progression. We'll start to see growth within AMC. But since we're still not seeing a positive bottom line, even though things are improving, even though we're still not seeing a positive bottom line, that's where that issue lies. So, um, um, so why keep holding and expect this to short squeeze? So for me, I believe it to one, have an impact to where you'll see that the bottom line improves. So whenever that bottom line finds a way to improve, that's why I'm not the biggest fan of everything Adam Aaron is doing, but I understand that the business needs to improve in order to see hedge funds kind of back off. But since the business is not getting there, the business is taking its steps to get there, but the since they're still down a hell of a lot, right? Every single year you're seeing their net income at a loss. Um, they are improving, and hedge funds don't want them to improve. So the best case scenario would be to take the way that they are improving off the table, which means that taking us off the table. And if we're continuing to get out of our positions, we're continuing to give them the fuel to bankrupt AMC as a whole. Because if they're not seeing our part, engaged in this, then we're not going to see that consistent improvement. Like we see 4.5, 4.6 billion to 1.2 down to 1 billion. And we see that improvement every single year, eventually getting to a positive bottom line. Now, if we get to that positive bottom line, throughout the process, we will see this eventually start to really hike up in price as we see that happen. But if we're not giving the business the chance, it's not going to happen. So I believe that it's going to squeeze just on that belief in the business. But a lot of people don't want to believe in the business. They just want to believe in the hedge fund giving up, but they're not going to give up if they don't see improvement in the business. So we're kind of at a crossroads here where people are all focused on the information behind the scenes and what they can gain, but they're not focused on how the business can improve. That's what we care about. We should care about, but we don't. AMC revenue has improved. um, will improve if inflation can be brought back under control. So technically, inflation is brought back under control. It's technically at what, like 3% right now. Um, but we're still seeing interest rates that are insanely high. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, inflation for what was it? May, June. For June was 3%, right? And we're gonna get inflation numbers for July on the 10th. Expectation or forecast is 2.8%. So we're sort of uh under control a little bit, but I don't think that's only where it lies. Hedge funds cannot lose this battle. Read my article. Um, that's like saying that you would know all. I understand the points you can make and say that hedge funds can't lose, but they've lost before. Um, the the issue that we deal with is whether we give them the fuel to help them win. And by not letting the business find a way to improve, by not, maybe trusting Adam Aaron a little bit, and I understand he might not, people might just hate him, and I haven't seen everything that he's doing, and if he did, maybe something I'm not aware of, um, then that would be grounds for not, trusting him at all. But the business has to improve, and we have to trust who's in charge of the business in order to improve it. Um, because we've seen, again, the revenues that have gone up. We've seen the expenses are pretty much. Let's actually check the. So we have the operating income. Let's look at the expenses. Expense. Um, no. No. Blah, 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 blah. Cost of revenue. So we're looking at 1.2, or sorry, 3. Let's see if the revenue has increased since then. So 1.24, we've seen the revenue increase to 2.5 and obviously to 3.9, and we're seeing that increase. I don't know what's going to happen with the what's it called, with the strikes and all that stuff. But we're looking at operating expenses of 2.9 billion, which has gone up since the last year, but still is down over these expenses that we saw in 2020. I was going to say expenses are staying the same, but they're not. We're seeing expenses that are rising. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's about just having more revenue overall. I mean, it's just trying to get the whole business under control. AMC has a big debt issue, which should be the highest priority thing to deal with. True, it. I think uh, they definitely made a dent in that at a point, and now, I mean, seeing how income, or seeing how the net income has been negative um, since 2020, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to really fight through that. GameStop having nearly zero debt is one of the biggest things that kept me with them. Are you still you're still with them, right? You're still holding AMC or holding GME? I think I still have GME somewhere. I don't know all. I'm just saying I make more points in that it can uh, making more points in it that I can make here. Or I mean, you could essentially make more points on your YouTube channel. Um, but I probably, if I would go through all of that, I know it would be a lot. But you would go through all of it, and it would lead to kind of the same thing, to where, um, you know, you have issues, but it really does depend on um, what the biggest investors are doing. So typically, you have the institutional investors that are a big part of it, but retail traders hold a large portion of it. Um, what we are doing and how much support the largest investors are giving to the business, and how much people believe in the people that are leading the business. We do not, there's a lot of people that do not believe in the people that are leading AMC, and think that we're leading it into, um, uh, bankruptcy. And that's not really the case. I don't know. But we definitely can talk about this a lot more. I love talking about stocks. I love talking about businesses and survival of businesses. But I gotta go, guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more videos like this one. Also, make sure you guys check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, those links are also in the description. But I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.